From Washington, this is VOA News. I'm Michael Brown reporting U.S. President Donald Trump fired FBI Director James Comey, saying he is no longer able to effectively lead the agency. Democratic Senator Chuck Schumer said he spoke with Mr. Trump about his decision.
I simply said to him, Mr. President, in all due respect, you're making a very big mistake. And he didn't really answer. And I have said from the get-go that I think a special prosecutor is the way to go. But now, with what's happened, it is the only way to go to restore the American people's faith. Are people going to suspect cover-up? Absolutely. If an independent special prosecutor is appointed, there still can be some faith that we can get to the bottom of this. If not, everyone will suspect cover-up.
Republican Senator Lindsey Graham said given the recent controversy surrounding the director, he believes a fresh start will serve the FBI and the nation well. Comey arrived here in Washington from California Tuesday night, but he did not make any public statements. Comey's dismissal comes as he was heading the FBI investigation into a possible connection between Trump associates and Russia in the meddling of the 2016 presidential election. Comey played a pivotal role in last year's vote when he announced the agency was investigating more emails from then Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton just days before the election. Clinton said last week Comey played a role in her election defeat to Donald Trump. President Trump has authorized the Pentagon to equip the Kurdish elements of the Syrian Democratic Forces, a move that places the U.S. at odds with NATO ally Turkey. A chief Pentagon spokesperson said the Kurdish component, which makes up more than half of the SDF fighters, would be armed necessary to ensure clear victory over the Islamic State in Syria. This is VOA News. South Korean President Moon Jae-in gave his victory speech Tuesday night to his supporters in Seoul. He vowed to be everyone's president who unifies people and will make South Korea a nation where principles and common sense work. Moon is expected to be sworn in as South Korea's new president after the election commission finishes the vote count and declares the winner on Wednesday morning, replacing ex-president Park Geun-hye, who was ousted by the National Assembly because of an alleged multi-million-dollar influence peddling scheme. U.S. Defense Secretary Jim Mattis said Tuesday that American forces in Afghanistan face a determined enemy, but are dealing significant blows to the enemy. Speaking at a news conference in Copenhagen alongside his Danish counterpart, Mattis said both the Islamic State group and al-Qaeda are losing ground and power in Afghanistan as the government under President Ashraf Ghani wins the affection, the respect, and the support of the people. The comments from Mattis come as media reports say President Trump's administration may significantly increase the number of U.S. troops there and intensify the fight in Afghanistan. White House spokesman Sean Spicer said Trump has asked military advisors to review the entire strategy in Afghanistan.
One of the things that he has asked his national security team to do is to actually rethink the strategy. What are we doing to achieve the goals that you were asking about? How do we actually, how do we win? How do we eliminate the threat? And I think doing that isn't just a question of throwing money or people, but looking at the mission and the strategy, and that's what the team has been doing holistically, not just in Afghanistan, but the total beyond Afghanistan. It's also in, the way that he's asking them to look at the threat that ISIS poses.
Trump will reportedly make a decision on the Afghanistan policy prior to a May 25th NATO summit in Brussels. Mexican officials say an explosion in a house where fireworks were stored killed 14 people and injured more than 20 others in central Mexico's Pueblo state. 11 of those killed were children. Officials say one of the fireworks set off during a religious procession Monday night flew into the house, setting off a stash of fireworks stored there for another upcoming celebration taking place next week. Fireworks are a big part of Mexican celebrations, and deadly accidents are not uncommon there. A quick recap of our top story this evening. President Trump firing FBI Director James Comey, saying he is no longer able to effectively lead that agency. From here in Washington, I'm Michael Brown reporting.
That's the latest world news from VOA.